let's get to this last segment, right? Tank the singer was on Stephen A. Smith's show. And believe it or not, man, he has LeBron as his GOAT. And he tried to explain why he got LeBron as his GOAT. How he described it was kind of interesting. It kind of goes along with what we just got finished talking about the other eras. But he seems to think that there were no monsters in Jordan's era except Jordan. Kind of the same thing what Edward said, but Edward said Jordan was the only one with skill. I don't know how this became a cliche where we just thought Jordan was just the only guy that was good and he was ahead of his time and nobody else was like that but him. And it was, he was just, just a guy amongst normal mortals just out there killing. But now they say that LeBron is playing against all these other guys. Like he's a monster and there's several other monsters on the court with him. And I guess it makes his era harder. Listen to what he said.
Your wheelhouse is the music thing. My wheelhouse is the basketball thing. LeBron is your GOAT. Other than the argument of longevity, what you got?
Longevity is not just in other than longevity. Longevity is part of the conversation. There are many people who have done things for a long time. They've arrived, they've learned, they've grown, they've peaked, and then they've descended. We are watching a man who arrived, learned, grew, and his ascension has stayed at a level that we've never seen before. We have not seen a descension from LeBron James.
I agree with that. But even at his greatest, he wasn't the greatness of Michael Jordan as his greatness. You better watch your mouth right now, Tank. You better stop it.
Let me help you with that.
Please do. Please try.
There comes a time when an athlete is so far ahead of his time and so much better than everyone else that we just have to grade him differently, right? And so Michael Jordan, when Michael Jordan came around, was the only Michael Jordan.
That's right.
He was the only man,
the
only human capable of
doing what
he was doing.
That's right.
Right? And
yes.
We can go down the list of people who were like that, from Floyd Mayweather to Roy Jones to Tiger Woods. They were so far ahead in their space. But what happened is, as they are the blueprint, like I say about Michael Jackson, everyone started learning from that blueprint. And everyone started evolving from that blueprint. So as Michael Jordan was a monster among men, LeBron James is a monster among monsters.
Oh, I'm gonna stop it there. So this is the issue with saying that Michael Jordan was a monster among men. He was the only one of his kind. He was the only monster. Everyone else was men, and he was just out there just having his way, right? Here's the issue with that. What that means is that, first of all, that's not true. Like, Michael Jordan was a lot better than a lot of people because he was a freak athlete who also was very highly technically sound. Like, most freak athletes did not go and work on their technical, they didn't become technicians and freak athletes. Like, you was one or the other. Like, if you wasn't athletic like Jokic, then you would go and work on all the technique. If you wasn't athletic like Tim Duncan, you would go work on all the technique. But ever so often, you'll find a freak athlete like Hakeem, who's also technically sound. You'll find a freak athlete like Garnett, who's also technically sound. You'll find a freak athlete like Michael Jordan, who's also the most technically sound guy at his position. That happens ever so often. Not a lot. Not even in boxing. Like, Mayweather wasn't a huge Mike Tyson, Ali type dude. So his technicality is what he won with. You can't hit me. I can hit you. I'm faster than you. I got good footwork. I have all the techniques that I need as a boxer, right? That's what he was. Mayweather, right? Mike Tyson, I'm gonna intimidate you, and I got knockout power. Deontay Wilder, all I can do is knock people out. I got a one-hitter quitter. I ain't got no boxing technique, right? So, LeBron, I'm a super athlete. I'm 6'9", I'm 270, I'm fast like a guard. I can survive off that. I don't have to be technically sound. Shaq, I don't have to be that technically sound. I'm bigger than all of y'all, right? But ever so often, imagine if Shaq had Hakeem Olajuwon's technical skill in the post. That's what Michael Jordan was. I'm more athletic than everybody, and I'm more technically sound than everybody. Who does that? When have you seen Michael Vick be as good of quarterback throwing the ball as Peyton Manning? Imagine getting that in one guy. Imagine have Vic 4.2 speed with Peyton Manning's football IQ and his throwing accuracy and all that stuff, or Tom Brady's, right? You don't get that in one dude, and that's what you got with Jordan. You got all of that in one dude, right? So that's what made him above and beyond everybody else. But he wasn't the only freak athlete, and he wasn't the only technically sound athlete, but he was the only one who was the best freak and the best technically sound in one guy who actually did it on both ends of the floor. That's what made Mike, right? So there was others that was athletic. There was others that was technically sound. That goes without saying, right? But what Tank is describing is that Michael Jordan made himself set so far apart from everyone else that he was head and shoulders above them. Okay, well, imagine if Michael Jordan was in this era. It wouldn't be the same Michael Jordan that was in the 90s. He would do whatever he needed to do to be more technically sound than everybody in this era as well. And he's the same freak athlete, so he would be just as freaky. I mean, he's still a freak athlete with the highest vertical and 4.4 speed and huge hands the size of a 7-foot center. Like, he still got all of that. So he would be working harder than everyone in this league to be technically sound even more now. So imagine what Michael Jordan would look like in this era. Anybody who had Michael Jordan's mentality in this era would be unreal. You thought 90s Mike and 80s Mike was crazy. 2020 Mike would be unreal. It'd be above and beyond what we're seeing now. So it would be Mike with the 3-point shot. Imagine that is crazy. So that's what they don't think about. If you take Mike from there to here, he's going to take the same gap that he has between the people that he was playing against in the 90s. He'll have the same gap now. He would have the same gap now. I mean, I think that's common sense.
There's more than Godzilla. There's more than King Kong. You understand what I'm saying?
Really?
Like, there's so
Really?
monsters.
Excuse me. I could make a legitimate argument. What's your definition of monsters? Because let me tell you something right now. I'm not talking about athleticism. I'm not talking about individual prowess. You can jump out of the gym. You've got lightning quick speed. I'm talking about overall your results. Do you realize that there's a legitimate argument? And I'm not saying, because there were times when I thought that LeBron James was the best player on the planet. But do you understand there have been times for the better part of LeBron James' career, there was always a debate about who was better. Whether it was Kobe, whether it was KD, whomever, there was always a debate. With Michael Jordan, there was no debate. None. Nine-time all-defensive player first team, 10-time scoring champion, 6 championships, unblemished in the NBA Finals, 6 Finals MVPs. That's what I'm talking about, Tank. You can't compete with that.
He was that much better
than
those people in that generation. He was the first. He is the blueprint. But now you have Steph, you have KD,
yes.
you have James Harden,
okay.
You have the Greek the Freak,
yeah.
You have Anthony Davis, you have Embiid, you have Devin Booker,
yeah.
You have Jason Tatum, You have the Joker.
Yes.
The list goes on. These are monsters. And LeBron is shining above amongst these monsters who would go back in time and demolish the 80s and 90s.
2 points. He named all those guys as monsters, and he's acting like there's no equal monsters in the 90s. Like, he didn't name David Robinson or King or Charles Barkley or Karl Malone or Glenn Rice or Reggie Miller. He didn't name any of those dudes. Kobe, Shaq, David Robinson, Tim Duncan. He's not naming those guys. They existed as well, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is LeBron James played with most of his monsters. Imagine trying to figure out, man, who is the best monster, Jason or Freddie? And you feel like you are, you know what? Let's go figure out who the best monster is. And you find out Jason and Freddie done teamed up and they fighting a regular dude. Half the monsters he named LeBron played with. Either he played with him or he tried to play with him. So imagine, Jason Terry. Imagine saying Jason Terry beat Freddie, Jason, and Chucky. All three monsters, but Jason Terry beat you. Man, come on. How you gonna name all these monsters? But LeBron wanted to play with all the monsters, man. He didn't go and defeat the monsters and show you which one was the biggest monster. How he shining amongst all the monsters, and Steph got 4 rings out of this era. Kobe got 5. Tim Duncan got 5. Sheesh. Tony Parker was a monster. Iguodala, monster. Like, this is crazy. I thought that was unique, though. Let's get to these super chats, though. And I appreciate y'all with the super chats for sure. Nino Jackson said, double salute, man. I appreciate it. Taco Master, I appreciate it. It's the media. That's 70% of LeBron's hype. That's true. $10 super chat. Benny, thank you. Tank is straight up trolling. Yeah, he trolling. Ask Tank Hussein better, him or Luther. Now think of Jordan and LeBron. Hey, you know what? It makes sense because Tank, he sold decent records. He was good, but, he teamed up with Genuine and Tyrese to make a group. So he got his own big three. So I think he kind of respects big threes. And I guess he's okay with the top dog teaming up with all this competition and getting all the other top dogs, man. So, that's Tank. That's what Tank said. Phone lines are open, man. We give it 5 or 10 minutes before I shut the show down. Call in, man. I want to hear what everybody think about it only being monsters in this era. There's only one monster in Michael Jordan's era, which was Michael Jordan. But somehow LeBron figured out a way to play with all the monsters he was supposed to compete against. Man, it really would have been nice to see Melo in the East with Stoudemire in New York, Wade in the East with Bosh in Miami, and LeBron in the East with Cleveland and another star. Everybody get 2, it would have been Kobe, Gasol, LeBron and another star, Wade and Bosh, Melo and Stoudemire, and we find out who really the best is. But LeBron, Wade, and Bosh messed all that up for us, and they joined together, and they really thought they was doing something when they went and beat New York against Melo. Like, man, that ain't even fair. Like, y'all got 3 of them dudes. It's just Melo. He's the only. Come on, man, for real. But I would have loved to see them just all team up with one guy, just 2 of them. Everybody got their co-star with them. You got your star and your co-star. Let's go see who the biggest star. You know what I mean? So, LeBron cheated us, man. He definitely cheated us, and y'all can't deny that. Y'all cannot deny that. Definitely cheated us. The Luka Vandross is hilarious, man. Speaking of Luka Vandross. What my Luca shirt, man? Hey, y'all go. Hey, when I make the Luca Vandross shirts, y'all want the Luca Vandross? The Luca Vandross shirt's gonna be on sale in the store on the channel. I'm gonna wear my Luca Vandross tomorrow on the show. Oh yeah, don't forget about Full Panel Friday tomorrow. We gonna be here with the Full Panel tomorrow, same time as always, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific time. So we'll see y'all on Friday. And look like we're not getting no phone calls, so I get to end the show right at 3 hours, and then we all can go get some sleep, man. So I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate the phone calls. I appreciate all the comments. Last chance to hit the like button right now. Everybody hit the like button real quick on your way out. And then I'll catch y'all on the next episode, and I'll see y'all on Full Pedal Friday. Oh, we got one phone call. Mississippi. Caller from Mississippi. What's up?
What's up, man? It's Nino, man.
Nino, what's good?
Hey, I'm enjoying the show. I just wanted to know, give me the players from Jordan era, not the 80s now. We ain't counting that as MJ era, the 90s. That you gonna take over Kobe, T-Mac, or could do the skills that are these players. Kobe, T-Mac, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Paul Pierce, Melo, just them players. We'll start with them players.
I ain't taking nobody over Kobe other than Mike. So that's number one. T-Mac, in Michael Jordan's era, I'll probably take Pippen over T-Mac. I definitely take Pippen over T-Mac. The defense, the clutchness of him, and what he learned being beside Michael Jordan. I can see myself taking Pippen over T-Mac for sure. There's an argument that you could probably take Bird or Dominique over T-Mac.
Not Bird, not the 80s, not Bird and Magic. I'm talking about the prime MJ era. I know you're a basketball man, though.
Bird was in that era, but I mean I go with Dominique and Pippen. Dominique and Pippen is fine. Drexler as well. I'm definitely taking Elijah Wan over any big man. I'm definitely taking Karl Malone over any big man. Who else you name? You named any point guard? Kevin Durant,
and Paul Pierce.
Kevin Durant, I probably ain't taking nobody out of Jordan's era over KD. I'll probably take KD. Paul Pierce, I mean, you probably could take Big Dog Glenn Robinson. You could take Jamal Mashburn.
Over Paul Pierce?
Yeah. They almost the same.
Mashburn was a man. Huh?
They almost the same player. Paul Pierce handled the ball a little bit more, but Big Dog Glenn Robinson and freaking Mashburn. Oh yeah. Cold. Steve Smith, cold.
Steve Smith was cold. Yeah,
for sure.
But what I'm getting at is, I think you making a point of, you made a good point on the skill of the big man. I think what we getting wrong is the game was played inside out.
Correct.
The Bulls manipulated the game. Everybody was playing inside out. You name Malone and Dream. You can't deny that. I'm not taking nobody over them guys. But the Bulls were playing a triangle offense and was playing the game through Mike, which was outside in. While everybody was still throwing the ball down on the post. That's why Malone got ripped. He was trying to play back to the basket. MJ was playing triangle offense, moving around. We're going to run through MJ. He going to get everybody the shot. It's the same thing as you seeing now. But it's different. It was more movement. I'll give you that. But they was playing outside in. Now, not 3 points, but from mid-range down. So that's where I think
so with that triangle though, there was so many different options, and the low post was one of them. The mid post was one of them, and the high post was one of them. And out of all those different spots where you can form the triangle, you had different actions that was like, you had to all be on the same page to be able to run those different actions. It was a couple of backdoor, and it all was predicated on what they read the defense doing. If you overplayed, we're going backdoor. right? If you didn't overplay, it might be a dribble handoff, right? But I mean, it wasn't running through Michael Jordan. The triangle offense just ran. It wasn't running through a person. It was just running, and then once the ball found MJ within the offense, he could score from anywhere. So it looked like it was running through MJ, but it really wasn't.
Nah, I see you a basketball man. So you trying to manipulate this subject right now. So you are correct, but at the same time, it ran through MJ. Now MJ was the focal point. That's why they didn't have two MJs in there. They had everything that complemented. That's why I don't see how Jerry Krause gets such a bad hand.
All right, who did it run through when MJ retired?
It ran through, but see,
ran through Pippen. No, it didn't. See what I'm saying? No, Pippen facilitated. No, it didn't. Basketball man. The triangle don't run through a person. Well, when it was in LA with Shaq, you could say it ran through Shaq because he was the low post present that was getting the post all the time, but it didn't run through MJ like that.
This is why I say you trying to manipulate it. See, you could run it. That's what I'm saying. It's a system. You could run the system without MJ.
Correct.
But when MJ was on the floor, MJ was the focal point. MJ made the offense. Okay, I get your point. You could run the offense. The offense was a system. You could run it without a star player. But when you put MJ in that system, which I don't deduct it from because he had a system. When you put MJ in that system, it ran through MJ when the post comes. You see people running, which you know about the illegal defense. You couldn't just camp out you couldn't just not hold a man. But all the pieces complemented MJ. Pippen played like the LeBron role, and they always kept a shooter. And they weren't throwing the ball down there in the post to the big man. They just running through MJ.
That was going down to Luke Longley.
Yeah,
Luke Longley got his fair share post ups.
They did do that. I can't deny that. It was a system. You can run it without MJ. But MJ was the center. What I'm trying to say, he was the centerpiece of the system.
I mean, you can say that, but they actually made MJ run that system so he wouldn't be the focal point. Because when he was the focal point, when he was playing point guard and orchestrating everything, it was too predictable. So the system is for the other players. When you got a player as good as MJ or Kevin Durant or Kobe Bryant, they don't need a system. They can score anywhere on the court. So the system is actually the system actually is a leash for a player like MJ and Kobe because they want to come down and score 50 on you. Without the triangle, they would go nuts. The triangle actually calms them down. It's like Adderall. It's like Ritalin. It's like a Quaalude.
I agree with what you're saying. So that's why I don't understand the ring argument. Because, okay, I'm going to see if you agree with this. That's why I know you want to bring Bird and them into it, but he didn't dominate that era from a ring standpoint. But you would agree with this. When Jordan hit the stage, I will say 84, but I'm going to say for sure 85. He was still, even though he didn't win, even though he got swept, all that, he was the best player when he lost to the Pistons. MJ was the best player in the league. He had been the best player in the league. The team just wasn't better than the Celtics without them players in the system. Would you agree with that or you disagree with that? Because he didn't win the ring.
That MJ was the best player in the league when he lost to the Pistons?
Yeah, in the Celtics.
That was the I don't know about the Celtics, but you talking about what year did MJ win his first MVP? 88?
88, I think.
That's the year you're talking about? Was it? Well, I'm talking
about 85. 80. When he come in the league, 84.
Whenever he won his MVP is when I would say MJ was the best player in the league.
So when he was scoring 60s and how was he the best player? He just didn't have a system.
Because Bird
in the playoffs.
Because Bird and Magic was still the best player.
They had the best team.
His rookie year. So he got drafted 84, 85, right?
Right.
Right. He obviously
After that year right there.
he was 21 years old. He won rookie of the year. He played all 82 games. He averaged 28 points as a rookie, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you think he was the best player that year? His rookie year?
I want to say yeah. I'm just saying no because he was a rookie. I want to say yeah. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to say yeah.
You want to say yeah? You want to say his rookie year he was the best player in the league? You don't want to say that for real. Be honest. Tell the truth.
Who you taking over MJ?
I'm still saying Bird was the best player in 84, 85.
Why would you say? I'm saying why? What based on what? Not based on winning, right?
Based on
they had a way better team.
Based on the fact that he won MVP in 84, 85 and averaged 29 points. He won MVP.
Yeah. Oh, that's what. Okay, I give you that. Okay, right. I give you that.
And then 85, 86, Bird won MVP. Remember, he got 3 MVPs in a row. So 83, 84, 84, 85, 85, 86. He in his prime. He ain't even 30 yet. Best player in the league. 3 straight MVPs, and they winning rings. Bird's obviously the best player in the league at that time. Right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying, team. Who did MJ have that the Bird? You gotta think about the team Bird had. Do that not count?
Yeah, it counts. I mean, if your team,
the players he played with,
yeah, if your team is better, then your success, you're gonna have more success. But I mean, you can't say a guy that's in his prime, that's past 25, that's almost 30. You can't tell me the experience that he got mentally and how to operate in the league.
The mental aspect.
Yeah, okay. It's not going to make you a better player than some young whippersnapper that's out there scoring 35 a game and 36 and 37 a game. Right now, I give it to you. By the time MJ, I mean, he was he averaged 37 and 86, 87. He was 23 years old, 37 points, and he finished second in the MVP votes. The next year, he averaged 35 and got MVP. So 87, 88, I would say that's the year he was the best player in the league. 87, 88, his first MVP.
Who did he lose to? Did he lose to the Celtics that year or the Pistons?
88. Well, 87, 88. He probably lost to let's see.
It wasn't the Pistons. I think he lost Pistons 89, 90.
They lost to Detroit.
So what I'm saying is Detroit played a good ball, but nobody on that Detroit team. Now IT get disrespected, so I'm not trying to disrespect IT. But MJ clearly the man in the league. There was nobody that could do it. He do it and was ever. You said it perfectly. I don't understand how you say this and you say it perfectly. Nobody had put together the fundamentals or just the skill, the swag, everything together with the athleticism. Now today's players not as athletic as MJ, but they more athletic than the players that he played against, and they bigger and stronger and faster. Now, any real basketball player will agree, is the movement and what I'm trying to say, the team aspect of it, the movement, just one player isolation ball. That needs to change. But as far as overall talent and size perspective, not skill. Because back in the day they was just as skilled. But the bigger you like Shaq, Shaq. Shaq could move and pass. Everybody couldn't do that. You remember when Shaq could run and run the flow and all that and dribble? Yeah. Everybody couldn't do that. I don't know, man. I think it's harder. I think the LeBron era Kobe era was harder. There's no Kobe. There was no Kobe. There was no Kobe in the MJ era. Nothing close to Kobe in the MJ era.
Also, what you saying is that MJ was a god amongst men. You agree with Tank?
Yeah, I agree with that.
In the 80s?
In the 90s.
In the 90s?
in the 90s.
You don't think Dominique was? You don't think Dominique was on MJ level?
No, tried either.
I mean,
This
like as far as being good and as athletic as MJ, Dominique was on his level for sure.
Yes. As athletic,
but nobody.
You did it.
But he wasn't.
You is what I've been saying. You the only person I heard put this together. Nobody had put both two things together. Dominique was athletic, but he just didn't put the whole winning the game, the way to play the game. He couldn't really shoot. He didn't develop no MJ type of skill. And Bron is more skilled. I mean, Kobe more skilled than Bron now, but Bron just a 6'8" locomotive. T-Mac more skilled than them guys.
Yeah.
You taking them guys over T-Mac?
No. I mean, some of them. So what it sounds like, and the 90s era for me starts in the 90s and of course in 2000, right? MJ retired in 98, right? So that, but that 90s had half of that era. I mean, you got Kobe, you got Vince, you got Ray Allen, you got Glenn Robinson, you got Glenn Rice, you got Steve Smith.
But I'm telling
you got
Shaq.
That's why I'm not. Hold on, you got Shaq, you got that. So that 90s era is stacked. That 2000 era is stacked as well. But this is the difference between the 90s era and the 2000 era. The defense, and that's what you're not really factoring in, because we're throwing all these names out there on guys who's very good offensively. But nobody's talking about how hard it is to score based on how the game was played. The game and the rules started changing a little bit in the 2000s, and by 2010, it's already gone. It's a wide open Harlem Globetrotter game out there. Shoot threes, run up and down the court. Like Bobby Hurley was one of the best point guards in college. He didn't last 2 seconds in the NBA because of the physicality in the 90s. But the same point guard as Bobby Hurley came in as Steve Nash and won 2 straight MVPs because they opened the game up. Like seriously.
I can't deny that.
Like seriously, Bobby Hurley was supposed to be Steve Nash and couldn't be because he was getting his ass whooped. Vlade Divac was supposed to be Jokic, but couldn't be because he was getting his ass whooped. Physicality, big men smacking you, like intimidating you, talking trash. Them Europeans didn't stand a chance in the 90s. They didn't stand a chance. So
I agree with that.
We can throw all the names out there all we want, but when somebody be like, "Oh, LeBron had to play back against Kevin Durant," was Kevin Durant stopping LeBron and clotheslining him? No. All he was doing is scoring another point. They don't intimidate you. Like if I come down here, I can get any basket I want to, and you can't stop me from getting to the hole. And then you come down and hit a jump shot in my face. That's not intimidating me. I'm still gonna get my 30. But if I'm coming down there and Charles Oakley is beating me down every time I come to the hole, every time I try to run off a screen, it's a fight. Like Reggie Miller had to run through fights. Rip Hamilton had to run through war to get open. Steph Curry don't have to do that. So it's not the name, it's not the names in the era. It's how the game was played in the era. In the 90s, the game was played way tougher, way more physical, and it was a serious grown man's basketball game. That's more tougher. Not. You
don't think the game was like that in the teens, though? I mean, in the 2000s. I think.
Yeah, the early 2000s.
The early 2000s.
The early 2000s. Yeah, Kobe's era. Yeah, the 90s and the early 2000s are the golden age of NBA basketball.
Please, but I now see that's what I'm saying. Bron would have been better off playing against them guys. He would have been better off playing against the Detroits and the.
No, he wouldn't.
And all them guys.
No, he wouldn't. Did you see what Dallas? Did you see what Dallas did to him when he averaged 17 points in the finals?
Well, let me see. Okay, Let me see what you see. You got good basketball. What did you see? What did you see?
I seen them build a wall and put a 7-foot Tyson Chandler at the rim waiting on him, and they backed off of him 6 feet and said, "You either go shoot this jump shot or this three." We're going under all your screens. We know you want to run high screen roll. We go under all your screens, and we're going to either give you a jump shot mid range, which you don't like taking, or we're going to usher you to the rim where Tyson Chandler is going to be waiting on you to challenge the shot. And we're not doubling off your shooters, so that's not happening. So
that's a perfect listen. That is the perfect analogy of what happened. Now, this is why I say the Miami Heat team. So if you want to go on names, and I've been saying, and I was saying this when they formed this team. I said, if you want to go on names, you thought this a super team. This is the most overrated team ever assembled. Now the next year when they went and brought them shooters in, that made way more sense. But you had Anthony, what's his name? Joel Anthony down there. LeBron was playing the 3. Chris Bosh wasn't the shooter then, playing the 4. D-Wade playing the 2. And I think Thomas was still out there. So you got one maybe shooter out there. That's exactly what they did to Brown. Now, this is where what you said about the system and the movement come into play. If you know the next year, Brown posted up a little bit when he played KD now. He worked on, and they had spread it out, had shooters. I don't think, and I'm gonna admit it, I don't know if the coach, Brown or D Wade knew what to do because Brown never played a zone. It's like a college zone. Because high school, if you're the man in high school, a zone ain't gonna bother you. Basically, what the Dallas did was just what you said: build a wall, play a little zone, allow Brown to shoot the 3-point. That wasn't the game back then when the Detroit Pistons. It was man on man. You can drive in and get hard fouls. Dallas come through. Dallas was shooting 3 like crazy. Never before.
But the paint was crowded with a power forward and a center that didn't leave. So the driving lane that LeBron needs, he don't have it in the 90s, period. Nobody in the 90s played with 5 men standing at the 3-point line running a high screen roll with a wide open paint. LeBron would have never seen a wide open paint in the 90s unless it was a fast break.
This the point I was trying to make about the Bulls.
You know another thing that LeBron would have never seen in the 90s?
What's that?
Point guard duties. In the 90s, they would have made that boy play power forward.
Magic played point though.
No, he wouldn't have. They wouldn't have done it.
Point guard.
Magic played point guard, but Magic played point guard his whole college and in high school. LeBron didn't. So when he came in the league and they sing 6'8", you automatically a small forward. And we're gonna have another point guard handling the ball. We don't play that in the 90s. Same thing with 7-footers. These 7-footers like Jokic out here dribbling the ball up court and shooting threes and stuff like that.
I can't argue that.
A coach would have put him on the bench for shooting that 3 and dribbling that ball up court.
I can't argue that. But I think that helps. I think that helps Bron in the era of with that type of ball, with his body and what he do fast. You got to shoot that jump shot. You got to shoot that jump shot. Everybody that played on the wing was capable of hitting that jump shot, or you won't be playing on the wing. Len Bias could hit. Len Bias could hit that jump shot, and Len Bias was 6'8", 230, 240, just like LeBron. He could hit the jump shot. Dominique could hit it. Mashburn could hit it. Reggie Lewis could hit it. Patrick, you got to be able to hit that jump shot. That's why Bruce Bowen was in and out of the league so much until he developed the 3-point shot. Like LeBron was not about to get away with just dribbling and bum rushing the rim in the 90s. It wasn't gonna happen. You a basketball man. You seen Bron rookie year now. He was shooting the mid. I don't know why he stopped. He could have developed. I feel like I can't speak for I think. He had a decent looking mid range stroke. I don't know why I don't know what.
The shoulders got too big. You remember when Chris Webber came in the league and he kept dislocating his shoulders until he had surgery? And then he started lifting, and you see how big his shoulders got. You see how Chris Webber shoot his free throws? That man looked like Jax from Street Fighter or from Mortal Kombat. His shoulders look robotic. LeBron's shoulders got too big with that new juice he was taking. Shoulders is out of control, and he can't shoot no more.
Here we go.
The shoulders are too big.
Karl Malone had a stroke, but he the only one I seen with them shoulders they can still shoot that ball.
Yeah, that's true. He had a soft touch, which is why I don't
But I
understand
think
why
he
LeBron
picked-
ain't got it.
I think Bron picked I think he was either picked working out is addictive. So I think he just picked that route. Like, this what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be this type of guy. But then he played with the analytics too, so I can't just argue that you're wrong on that. But to me, I'd rather play against them guys in that ball. If Bron is a bully ball player, 2 points, all that. You rather play that than these 3-point shooting year-old big man. That shit rough.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Game is rough.
I get it, but the coach didn't exist in the 90s that was gonna let him do it. Like, seriously, like players had more ability than they was able to showcase in the 90s because the coaches was like, you're not doing that. Like, Shaq used to try to go coast to coast dribbling. The coaches would get infuriated and tell him not to do it anymore. And when he got serious about winning, he stopped doing it. Right? You know, big man shooting threes, they had to stop doing it. Like, coaches did not like that stuff, man. Get your big 7-foot butt in the post. Yeah, that's what they was doing. So that the coach didn't exist that was going to allow LeBron to do that, man. That's just my thoughts on it. But look, man, let me get off this phone, man, and let y'all get y'all time back, man. I'll catch y'all tomorrow on the full panel, man.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it.
All right. Yep. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.